Today we're going to talk about habits and safety. We all have habits that we follow on a daily or weekly basis. These habits have a major effect on our life. They also affect the choices we make at work. The choice to follow a safety procedure on any given day could be affected by a habit you've had for years. So let's talk about your daily habits. First, think about the habits you follow every day. Start with waking up. Do you hit the snooze button once or twice? Do you do this every day? What about breakfast? Do you cook in the house? Do you stop by the same gas station you do every day to grab a quick bite to eat? Most likely the choices that you made from the point you woke up right now to this discussion of safety are the same choices you make every single day. These daily choices are your habits. So let's talk about how habits work. According to Charles Duhigg, who is the author of the book The Power of Habit, there is a habit loop. The habit loop he describes in his book is a three-part process. The first part of the process is the cue or trigger. The second is the routine or behavior itself. And the third is the reward. So let's take the example of you repeatedly hitting the snooze button and look at it as a bad habit that you may want to break. So we'll talk about it that way. We'll discuss the habit by looking at Duhigg's habit loop. The trigger of this habit would be your alarm going off in the morning. While the alarm is blaring, your mind tells you it's okay to hit the snooze button and continue sleeping because in the past you've done it. Hitting the snooze button would be the behavior. The reward would be getting more sleep. To break this habit, you would need to change one of the three components. Look at the routine first. Maybe changing the location of your alarm to a location where you would have to get out of bed would work in breaking the habit. The alarm going off is still the trigger, but you've changed the routine by having to physically get out of bed, making it less likely you will go back to sleep. Another option to help break the habit is experiencing a different reward, which would be having more time in the morning. By not hitting the snooze button repeatedly, you will experience a new reward of more time and less rush in the mornings before work. This reward alone over time may lead you to curb the habit of hitting the snooze button. Not all habits are easy to break, but you certainly get the point based on this discussion. Habits and safety on the job. Let's talk about that. Your habits may be leading you to consistently take shortcuts and not follow safety procedures. Are there certain safety procedures you always follow and others that you rarely follow? For example, if you're a welder, every single day you complete your JSA, but many days there are times you choose not to lower your helmet while welding. Why do you choose to follow one safety procedure but not the other? Maybe you complete your JSA every day because you have to turn it in at the end of the day and you have learned that it gets reviewed. The reward would be not getting disciplined by a supervisor, so you choose to do the JSA every day. On the other hand, you choose not to lower your welding helmet because it's hard to see through and you know supervisors rarely enter the area where you happen to be working. The reward is that you feel it is a lot quicker to do the task, you can see better, and you have not been injured yet. In your mind, there's no consequence that will most likely come that is more negative than the reward you receive from not putting the helmet down, so you continue the behavior. Now, in summary, let's pay attention to the habits that we hold onto and how they affect us daily. How many of these habits are positive ones and how many are negative? Look at the choices that we make every day at work, and if they lead to negative behaviors, then look at changing them. By addressing the trigger or experiencing a different reward for your behaviors, you may find a way to change bad habits. I hope that this causes you to consider the habits that you have and how you may want to change them or what you may want to do to change them. And hopefully over time you'll feel that you've made some good decisions and changed some of the habits that perhaps weren't as good as some of the other ones that you have.